Hi, family. Welcome back to another episode of Journey to Harmony. I'm your host, Richard Harmon. On this channel, we talk about the process of building wealth, different economic opportunities and careers, as well as how these things integrate to help us become the person we were supposed to be. Today, I want to talk to you about the top five states in terms of being able to weather the recession that's possibly coming. We all know, we've all been told for the last 18 months or so that there's a coming recession. Prepare ourselves as best as possible. But again, how which states we live in and how they fare in terms of employment, in terms of housing, all of these things are bellwethers in terms of how we would get through this particular time. If you're in a state where it's overpopulated and not many jobs, you can see yourself with some rough opportunities where there's not a lot of jobs, and then the cost of housing is also very well elevated. So I'm gonna go through this article here today. We'll read a little bit about this and we can go from there. So this was a research study done by the National Business Capital. Some key findings that they expressed was migration boom states generally performed poorly. So many of the states with low to no income tax and relatively low cost of housing, including Florida, which ranked 39th, Tennessee, which ranked 46th, North Carolina, which ranked 48th, and those having benefited from looser COVID policies, saw housing prices escalate due to increased demand from new residents relocating from states with higher taxes and salaries. Another key factor, outward migration didn't help. While recent population losers, Massachusetts, number 7, West Virginia, number 10, did make the top 10, many states that saw accelerated out migration over the last few years, like New York, number 17, California, and Illinois, put in mediocre performance, indicating that they may not be fully found their footing in the aftermath of the pandemic. One really bright spot here is northern Midwest states are among the strongest. North Dakota is came out number 1. Minnesota tied for 5th. Wisconsin tied with Minnesota for 5th. South Dakota is ranked 8th. Exposed geographic trend within the top 10 rankings. While not perfect, one of 100 over 100 scores, these states strike an economic balance that won't topple easily, even in a recession. Perfect. So I'll go over. So with that, um, you want to. So again, in times of hard situations, you're looking for a state that's well diversified, that doesn't just rely on manufacturing, doesn't just rely on technology, and that's decent in terms of housing and opportunities for their citizens. So what's happening now is that many people from the coast are moving to south. So those from California are moving to Texas, those from New York are moving to Florida, and there's becoming a bit of an overcrowding in those areas. So the cost of living, while these builders are building a lot in those areas, generally they're building for more expensive clientele. So rents are $2,000 plus for a one-bedroom apartment in many of these areas. So what's happening is these places in the Midwest, the Minnesotas, the Wisconsins, the North Dakotas, these places where have done some good investment in their infrastructure, done some good investment in their business capital. They've created an environment where businesses have generally flocked to over the last few years. As somebody who lives in Minnesota, I can tell you that there's there is no shortage of jobs here, and at the same time, there's a great number of baby boomers who are retiring. So for those who are even slightly interested in working, you're starting off with a great opportunity. While other places like Georgia and places like Florida are seeing a bit of a struggle because these places generally were not known for their pay, and things have only gotten worse as more employees have come in there now. So if there's any downturn in these areas, there could be some serious headwinds, and we can see exactly what happens with that. What state are you from? Have you seen anything that's piques your interest in terms of how your state will do economically during this downturn? Please comment below. Additionally, I'm focused really just on terms of the economic situation. So, how does your state provide for you an opportunity to better yourself and to better your family? We'll talk about this a little bit more in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't yet, please like, share, and subscribe, and come back for another episode. Have a good day.